Hello, everybody. Welcome to My Brother, Mean Advice Show for the Modern Era. I'm your oldest brother, Justin McElroy.
What up, Trav Nation? I'm your middlest brother, Wolf Wolf Big Dog Travis McElroy.
Hi, Trav Nation. Good morning. It's Griffin McElroy. Thank you, Trip, for having me, Trav Nation.
You're welcome. What did you bring us as offering?
Three apples.
Delicious. Trav Nation, I've brought news of Madam Web from the wild.
Oh wait, come in. Sorry, we don't need to rush to the news. You are dusty and tired, traveler. Come, rest.
if I may sup and bathe.
Soak in our basin.
My women have had a long journey of defending me from the Outlanders, and they require sustenance and rest.
Yes.
I'm trying to decide if this is problematic or not. Go on, traveler.
What?
Your women?
Perhaps in your land you prefer to treat your women like shrinking violets, but where I hail from, they are fierce warriors.
This is cool.
Yeah, man, I'm into it. Wait, hold on. I'm into this.
And I get to just watch and listen.
Let me roll for intimidation.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
That kicks ass.
No, okay,
You're in that headspace because of Madam Web, I feel like, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like Madam Web has... I want to tell you guys everything about Madam Web, because it's
Yes,
finally
please.
out. And I feel like if you don't know about Madam Web, I think you've probably decided that you're not going to see Madam Web, but that's probably a good decision.
Yeah.
But I might try to make a pitch.
If you don't even want to hear about Madam Web, know that we sat here stone cold 5 minutes trying to think of another thing to talk about in the intro, and there's just nothing. It's just Madam Web out there today.
So let's address question one that Travis asked me off mic, or maybe it was Griffin. Why did you watch Madam Web?
Good question.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good question. Let's start there. The hardest thing I saw someone do a TikTok recently that said the hardest thing about being married, and it's like, oh well, so you have to pick something to eat, and that's true.
Yeah.
But
every night you have to look at your partner and say, "What are we going to do for dinner?" As though you've never
ever
had to figure it out before.
Yeah. So the second hardest thing is picking something to watch. Now, when Sydney and I we have similar tastes, and we're locked in with the show that we both like. We're watching it. Madam Web came about because we just found something that we felt the same about. We both didn't want to watch it the exact same amount, and for some reason, it made sense.
It's the two negatives.
It's
the two negatives make it positive. Yeah.
So, some things about Madam Web that I think is important to know is that nothing happens in it.
Cool.
That's one of the chief things you should know about Madam Web is that nothing happens in Madam Web.
And sometimes you want that in a movie, just a nice, relaxing.
I get to the end of one of these superhero movies, guys, and I'm fucking tired. They have worn me out watching them run around and throw their shields and stuff at people. That makes me exhausted.
Right. So the things that happen in Madam Web that are cool are the main. Okay, I'll tell you the plot of Madam Web. So Madam Web's mom is a scientist in a jungle, and she's looking for super mega spiders that can cure disease because her daughter has a degenerative disease. Her unborn daughter has a degenerative disease that she's trying to find a cure for. With incredible power.
You could just say we've got kind of a Morbius situation going on.
So the super spider is located, but then a mean man steals it from her so he can have the power of that for himself. But he shoots her, but she's rescued by, I don't know how to say it other than there's sort of like Spider-Men who live in the jungle.
Sure. Okay.
Called Los Arañas. Okay. So she's saved by them, and then they use their incredible spider magic to try to save her long enough.
Now, hold on, because I've never known
the magic of spiders, the magical spiders.
I've never known Spider-Man to be a wielder of the arcane arts.
Interesting.
You think that would have come up because there's been a lot of times where Spider-Man has hung out with Doctor Strange, and you think it would come up that Doctor Strange would be like, and I know you to also be a practitioner.
Yeah.
Of the magical spider.
I'm not saying that there is much of a biological explanation for man gets bit by special spider and then can shoot a very tensile jizz from his wrist that lets him swing around New York City and
there's an internal logic to it, I guess.
Right, but I guess it is magic if you think about it, is what I'm saying.
Flash forward. Okay. Fast forward 20 years. Welcome to New York. Hey, in the city. It's the 90s.
In
Welcome,
New York, Spider-Man are slinging from buildings. They're shooting their webbings.
We try to calculate the time. I think it's around like early 2000s. we see Madam Web. She's a firefighter, ambulance driver. With her partner you'll never guess, it's Ben Parker.
Cool. Famous uncle. Uncle. Sorry,
Ben, not the clone.
I've never known him without a nephew.
Adam Scott as Uncle Ben, who when we first see him is in the back of an ambulance trying to save a life by delivering one-handed chest compressions.
Holy shit.
Is he a superhero?
Sydney said exactly, that's a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
I said, really? You don't see that a lot?
He was using his other hand. He was using his other hand to eat a New York hot dog.
Hey, I'm compressing it.
Yeah, and so
staying alive. Yeah, you're supposed to do CPR to that. Oh, you are? I just am always kind of singing "Staying Alive" because I'm a New York guy.
Now, what do you think Adam Scott's experience was in the short 30-second window of you're going to play Uncle Ben in a Spider-Man movie? But here's the catch.
So we know that there has to be a Spider-Man movie from Sony every couple of years or they lose Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is why these movies exist. And Sydney thinks that Spider-Man has to be in it, which is, we'll get to that. Ben Parker, we find out, has a sister. Ben Parker's brother Richard is gone. His sister, Mary, the sister-in-law Mary, is pregnant with Peter Parker. Now, the first conversation we see Madam Web have with Ben Parker, he says, well, I've met somebody new. I'm really into her. And she's like, what's her name? And in the audience, I'm like, it's May. And then it stares at his face for like 5 seconds while he makes like sheepish looks and doesn't say May.
Yeah.
Ben Parker is in the movie, so the movie can remind you that it thinks you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It will not, he's not going to say that. Later on, there's a very similar scene where they're talking to Mary Parker and they play a game about what they're going to name the baby.
Oh, nice.
You know what they never, you know
I'm
what word is
thinking
never
dick.
said in that scene? You know what word is never said in that scene? You guessed it. Peter. Nothing happens in the movie. Madam Web doesn't have any superpowers that she can use. Okay.
So they introduced magical Spider-Man in the jungle who used spider magic to save her.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that has no impact.
Okay.
Awesome.
No. She at one point attempts to climb up a wall and just kind of slides down it in one of the movie's few entertaining scenes.
Wait, I will say most movies do have that scene in it where they do. Most movies have beginning, middle, and end, a climax, a denouement, and a Spider-Man test to see if the character. Yeah. I remember it in the Marriage Story with Adam Driver when they were like, I hate your fucking guts. I hope you fucking die. Hold up 1 second.
I just got to check one thing.
We all remember the classic scene where he's like, good soup, thwip, thwip, thwip. Why are you making that noise, Adam Driver?
I'm just trying to.
Just thwip, thwip.
And that's what's so
once a decade. I have a timer that goes off just to see if it kind of came in my 40s.
That's what kicks ass about Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man flick is he was like, oh, hold on, guys. Spider-Man test. Psst, holy shit, it worked. And the audience just loses their mind. Like, guys, you'll never believe this. I went to a movie today and the Spider-Man test worked and he was Spider-Man.
I'm so glad that we're bringing this up because I've been meaning to talk about this for a while. I think the Spider-Man test in Inception is connected to the Spider-Man test in Shutter Island.
Yes.
I think it bookends the two and just shows a connection between Inception and Shutter Island.
Yeah.
We can discuss offline.
And we also know, I do want to be clear, the Spider-Man test can also refer to when two Spider-Men have a conversation not about Spider-Woman.
Yeah. So few films pass it, but when they do, it's so meaningful.
Actually, just one I can think of.
No,
there's three. Two of them are animated.
And then one, they're all very recent. This is new technology.
So we see the bad guy, Ezekiel. He has this nightmare where 3 spider ladies kill him.
Okay.
And so it's
been there, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
only 3? Wow.
So these 3 spider ladies, he has this dream he's going to kill these 3 spider ladies are going to kill him. And he's like, I got to find these spider ladies and kill them first.
Yeah.
Because they're going to kill me and I'm freaked out about it. And then nothing happens.
Cool.
For a really long time.
What are you seeing on the screen, and what sounds are you hearing and sights are you seeing?
Was the projector broken? Maybe.
Here's what it is. Madam Web will watch the bad scenes from the movie. She will experience the bad scene, and you, the audience, will experience the bad scene in the movie.
Cool.
And then the movie will restart to like 30 seconds before that, and you will watch the bad scene again. And then Dakota Johnson will say, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
It happened again. Shit. How much movie do we have left? Fuck. An hour? And no powers, huh? Shit. All right. And then she finds those 3 spider ladies, and you'll never guess it, but none of them got powers either. Because that's in the future when it's interesting.
Whoa.
When the movie is interesting, Dakota Johnson has spider powers. No, has psychic powers where she can see the future. And then she has 3 not spider.
Gotta be related to the spider magic in the jungle.
It's related to the magic spiders. We don't know how the 3 of them get spider powers because we never see it happen. They're just kind of in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this is the most important thing, is that Adam Scott was doing this chest compressions on somebody. Okay. And then she did chest compressions on somebody on the ground outside of a disaster and brought them back to life. And then she falls in a river and Adam Scott pulls her out and she dies, but Adam Scott brings her back to life with chest compressions.
Okay.
People do see chest compressions 2 other times in this movie. There are like 6 scenes. There's a scene, guys, where Madam Web, in trying to protect her 3 spider surrogate daughters, teaches them CPR. It's the closest we get to a scene of people getting superpowers.
Yeah.
Because they will use...
That's how it starts, man. You learn CPR, you get a little high on the hog, and then and then you go out there and you start trying to fly. You do mini Spider-Man tests.
So she goes to a cave in the jungles, and there's a guy there. He's like,
wait, why does she go there?
Yeah. And so she goes to a spider cave in the jungles, and there's a guy there. He's like, fuck, man, you are so powerful. And she's like, really? Because I feel like I'm just kind of going nuts and seeing things in the future, and then they restart.
No, like, man, you know CPR, and that's where it all starts.
He's like, when you figure it out, fuck, you're going to be cool. And she's like, now? He's like, not now. Not now, but later. Dang, you're going to rule. She's like, can you teach me how to use my powers? Like, you assume he's the Ben Kenobi or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, no, I can't. I can't do that.
I wish I could.
He's like, when you're ready, you'll be the most powerful. And he's like, I'm sorry about this. And he punches her so hard, her spirit flies out of her body and into a lake. And the result of that is nothing. Nothing changes as a result of that. She just kind of goes back into it. At the end of the movie, now we're getting into spoilers for the end of the movie. Okay. So I want to tell you what happens at the end.
Can I tag out?
No, you're still in.
Fuck.
At the end of the movie, the bad guy, Ezekiel, is threatening all of her surrogate spider daughters at the same time. So
does he have 3 guns? How does that work?
It's like he took
the spider magic, I think, so he probably has extra hands, right?
Okay, they're all in danger. Madam Web still has done nothing for the whole movie, okay?
Yeah.
In my head, when I saw there was 10 minutes left, I literally couldn't believe it. It's impossible. We're still in Act 1 of this film. But there are 3 of them in danger. What happens is that Madam Web realizes that she loves her mom so much that she is able to split her essence into 3. Now, those 3 essences don't actually do anything to help the spider ladies.
Yeah.
They just kind of like super support them.
Just looks cool.
And then the bad guy Ezekiel is mad about that. Yeah. So he punches her so hard in the stomach that she goes back together into 1.
Okay, so far we've seen her, is one of her powers that when she's punched, it either knocks her spirit out of her or pulls her spirit back in?
Yes, I think it's a power.
Ethereally punchable is not a great power.
Yes, it's not a great power. And then what happens at the end of it is that she notices there's a giant Pepsi sign above the evil Spider-Man, Ezekiel, and then she's scooting away from him, and then she scoots to the exact place where the sign is going to fall, and that's how she beats him, is that she scoots to a place where a Pepsi sign falls on him. And if I'm the PepsiCo, I do not think I want my brand used like that to crush.
Now, hold on, Juice. Hold on, because I had the same thought. But if you're PepsiCo and you find out that the Pepsi sign smushes the bad
the hero of the movie,
does more than Madam Web does, I think you're back on board.
Yeah, so I think I'm into it at that point.
Is the guy that she meets in the cave Saul from Better Call Saul, and he's like, you're going to be really good at staging insurance claim accidents? Because that's what it sounds like she is set up. Because they're going to sue Ezekiel's family.
Yeah,
is going to be able to sue PepsiCo for maybe billions.
Everything.
Oh, you guys are worried because she falls off of the thing when the sign crashes down and kills Spider-Man, and she falls off.
Wait, and kills Spider-Man? What?
Evil Spider-Man.
Okay.
She falls into the water, and her spider daughters bring her out of the water, but she stays dead forever because none of them can do anything about it.
Oh, man.
So it's sad how it ends. No,
wait a minute.
Kidding. They use CPR.
Fuck yeah.
And bring her ass back to life. And then in the movie's final shot, you see all three of them with spider powers and Dakota Johnson in giant ass red glasses and a red cape. Did I mention it made her blind? Falling in the water. She's blind now, but that's fine. She's
not
in a
the
wheelchair.
couple of times she's been punched and it affected her spirit.
No, she's in a wheelchair. She's got huge glasses and she looks cool and she's floating around.
And then the movie starts.
And then the movie ends. No! What happens is the movie ends. And they're like, okay, time for the movie. Justin, are you ready? And they're like, I'm actually not ready because I don't want to watch any more of it, but I guess fine. No, end of film.
Listen,
that's the end of Madam Web.
Think of it this way. Madam Web 2, mathematically, is going to have 2 movies worth of kick-ass stuff that happens in it if none of it happened in Madam Web 1.
That's a good point.
Delayed gratification. It is superhero origin story edging is essentially what they have conducted here.
2 other brief notes. The man in the cave tells her that when she accepts great responsibility, she will have great power.
That's cool.
Oh, so it's kind of a reverse of traditional, because normally Uncle Ben would put a lot of extra pressure on his teenaged nephew of saying, hey, man, with great power, you have to save everybody in the world. But instead, he's saying, when you're ready to save everyone in the world, good news.
You can.
Imagine the backpack of cocaine that must have been consumed after that line was written. In a room, like, guys, I fucking got it. Toss down the Jansport.
Stan, you took 3 weeks vacation after one day of writing? Yeah, you don't understand. I wrote this line. Well, I just read it, and I'm going to take a week's vacation. Yeah, I know, man.
Reading it, because I hired you, so I deserve it, too. Listen, in one of these final moments, Mary Parker, Peter's mom, is rushed to the hospital.
Do you want to take your shirt off and then continue telling us about?
Because she's about to give birth to the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they never say his name or anything. They ask Madam Web, so how's Ben like being an uncle? He loves it. It's all the fun of being an uncle with none of the responsibility. And
surely she says, Dad.
And then she says, if only he knew. Like it's a joke because she can see the future. Right?
But the joke is Mary's
that his brother is going to die and Mary's going to die. And then later Uncle Ben dies. But hey, Spider-Man, when the baby is born, you do see the baby very briefly. And then Sydney leans over me and she says, okay, that explains it. And I said, what? And she said, well, they have to put Spider-Man in the movie for it to count for their contract, right? I'm like, I'm not sure that's exactly how. She's like, no, this is what it is. That's Spider-Man. So they got to get Spider-Man in the movie. So Spider-Man is in the movie, legally speaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a Spider-Man movie. He's in there.
He's got it.
So it contractually satisfies their legal obligation to have Spider-Man.
I'm not a copyright or contract lawyer, but that is the best explanation for the existence of the movie, I think.
Yeah.
That could be made.
Okay. The presence of baby Spider-Man, we can debate whether that the movie being released is 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I think they would look you dead in the eyes over at Sony and say, "Oh yeah, we had to release that. We did have to." Yeah.
Justin,
cool.
I have one question left, and it is CPR related. At any point in the movie, does anyone do the thing where it looks like the compressions aren't working, and they get so mad that they kind of start pounding on the person's chest like a gorilla, and then that works?
No, Trav, the chest compressions always work.
Oh, okay.
100% of the time.
And it doesn't just keep their blood pumping and oxygen going enough for them to get to the hospital. It brings them back to consciousness.
Yeah. There is one time it doesn't work. It's early in the development of her psychic abilities. And she sees her friend get into an ambulance and leave the scene of an accident and then get drilled by an oncoming truck.
Bummer.
And she sees that happen and then time resets and she's talking to God. And she's like, oh man, that was so weird. Well, see ya. And he's like, okay, are you sure I shouldn't wait another few seconds? She's like, no, go ahead. Go. It's fine. And then he goes and he gets hit and she pulls him out of the thing and he's bleeding and she's doing chest compressions. They're not working.
On a man bleeding out.
And she realizes that if she doesn't act on these visions, people could die so badly that even CPR can't bring them back.
Devon Sawa figured that out right away in Final Destination, and it takes Madam Web watching someone die twice before she connects the dots.
I can't believe I have to tell you this again. Whenever Devon Sawa is in a movie, he is not playing himself every time. I don't know why you have that stuck in your head.
But he looks exactly the same.
Okay.
Like, if I see him in real life and I see him in a movie, he still looks like Devon Sawa.
He still looks like Devon Sawa. I get that, but we watched Idle Hands together, and you were kind of insufferable because you were
that
like,
one was a wild one.
You were like, why would Devon Sawa do that? And it's like, he's an actor.
I didn't know that Casper was the ghost of Devon Sawa.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Our friends Emma and Gil, who recommended the movie, pointed out, Gil said, I want to repeat, the CPR was somehow more distracting than the fact that his villain had his feet out the whole time, which I thought was also really interesting and also good. Yeah, the villain's puppies
are just out.
His toe beans are just there.
The bad guy, anytime he's not dressed as evil Spider-Man, he's in a full power suit, but with the puppies blazing.
Fucking
now,
cool,
boys, we have been talking about Madam Web for 23 minutes.
You have? You've been listening to Madam Web for 23 minutes. I've been talking about Madam Web for 23 minutes. Oh, man. Next year, Max Fun Drive, stretch goal. You guys are going to watch Madam Web with me. It's a hoot and a half. All right. So this is an advice show.
Yeah.